Wanted to show you a really easy way to make cake toppers or little decorations, like this little duck for example. If you're doing a lot of cake decorating, you often get little scraps of fondant left over, and you end up with all these bits and pieces that you think, oh, what am I going to do with that? And you don't, obviously you want to keep them because you can use them for little trims and decorations, but then sometimes you think, well, I'm just going to throw it because it's going to get used up. But before you throw it, you can actually use it for things. And one of the great ideas is using a typical ice cube tray. This you can pick up for $1 or something, pretty cheap depending on what's what, and different times of year they have different things on, because as in, you know, this department stores might have different versions of characters and things. Coming up to Easter, I've got a whole lot of little eggs and bunny rabbits and ducks and things. So what I've got is a whole lot of little fondant that I'm using up, and look, equally you don't have to be using up fondant, you can be using up, you can making it from start. I've got pieces of fondant rolled out to about the size of what I think I'm going to be putting in. I've put a little bit of corn flour on the actual piece of fondant, not into the ice cube tray, because you'll end up filling up some of the detail, which you don't want to do. I put my fondant in and then I press down and make sure that I've got all of that detail pushed in. And then the other thing is important. You can push in from the back, or you can, you know, obviously that one's not a bad fit, but you just push in and get all of those little edges so there's nothing overhanging and it fits beautifully into the spot. So just to show you again, get a nice piece of fondant, make sure it's in really smooth side, make sure the corn flour is on there before you put it into your tray. Pop it into your tray, push down to get all the details, make sure you push down all the spots. Now this is a big piece, which is good because I can show you what I mean by removing the excess. Get a blunt knife, don't use a sharp knife, because if they're silicone trays, which they will be, hopefully you'll find, you'll end up cutting into the silicone tray. So just remove the excess fondant. Starting to dry out a bit because I've been sitting here for a bit. So remove the excess fondant. I tend to just press it down again and just tidy up those edges so they're not rough, and then go on to the next one again. Do this, pop it into here, press it down, remove my excess fondant, make sure it's all tidy, and just keep repeating the process. Now what I'm going to do is, the next thing is you actually take these and put it into the freezer for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, until the fondant firms up and hardens up, and then you can push them out really easily. So I'll pop them away and you can have a look in a minute. Okay, I've just taken my tray out of the freezer, and now all I'm going to do is basically pop out those eggs. Just pressing, because it's a silicone siliconized tray, makes it fairly easy to pop out. And that one I just haven't done very well. There we go, pop them out. And you can see, oops, how easily they come out. And I added a few more before I put them in. And there you have a whole lot of little Easter eggs, just ready to go. Simple, easy, fun, and then you can decorate them a little further, put some stripes on it, use some edible textures or something like that. And there you have a whole lot of Easter eggs ready for a topper.